I think if you're ready to be a little bit uncomfortable, then that might be a good quality to have.
Yeah.
Be ready for that.
Pancake.
Welcome to the Buying a House in Japan podcast. Today we are live in Kochi Prefecture with a special couple guest. It's actually the Pancake podcast now. Is that what we're going to call it, Joey?
Forget about us.
Pancake saying hello already.
So first special guest is Pancake. And we also have Pancake's owners, Mika and Jesse. Thank you guys for letting us be here today. We're really excited. We've seen a lot of your guys' content and you guys are such a beautiful spot.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you for coming all the way out here.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a challenge to make it out here. So it's great.
I just want to say too, your content really inspired both me and Take. I remember before our first trip out to Beppu, we were binge watching your videos and we had got this cabin and we were just like, all right, this is the life we're going into, almost like prepping us just to see what it would be like. So we've been big fans for a long time.
Oh, well, thank you for watching.
Cool.
It's nice to hear.
Yeah. We're going to call this series the Akiya Doers and Dreamers. You guys are definitely the doers here, and that you guys, we want to learn a little bit more about your story, but you guys are actually here doing it. We're surrounded by a construction site. This is awesome.
Yeah. Well, you just came in on our second day of tearing out the ceiling. It's something that we really wanted to do for quite some time.
Yeah.
Our house, maybe it's good to mention that we don't own this house. We just rent it. But, we've been here for about 3 years and we have a really good relationship with the people who own the house. And they've kind of given us the green light to do what we want. And the ceiling, it needed to be taken down, didn't it?
Yeah, it's high time. The vermin have been having parties up there for a while.
Oh, you hear them skittering
around.
Man.
It's like the nature program. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, hear them hunting.
So rewinding the clock a little bit, where are you guys originally from? And I guess real quickly, how did you guys get here?
Well, we're originally from Canada, from Vancouver. Jesse and I met in Vancouver. And I suppose, we both came to Japan in 2018. We both came as English teachers. So Jesse got placed as he worked at the JET program.
Yeah,
so
I did the
LT.
absolute most common, easiest path of least resistance to get to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we ended up in a small town in Kyushu, and I became an Eikawa teacher. So we're both teaching English for about 3 years. But I think one of the really early on, we really started, one of the things we'd do, we'd go on drives in the countryside and look at all the houses.
Totally.
We're from Vancouver and it's so
Real estate's
expensive.
a little different there.
Yeah.
And coming here, it was just the complete opposite. And we saw so many opportunity for some great places. And that's when we first started thinking we'd like to have a Akiya house or house in Japan. And we eventually came here to Kochi Prefecture. Maybe Jesse wants to take over.
Good choice on Kochi, by the way. We're loving it so far.
Kochi's beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
We just got crazy lucky. I think we got lucky both times. We got lucky as English teachers getting sent to Oita. Oita was a beautiful place. Like you guys know Beppu quite well. We were right next door to Beppu and it was fantastic. And then I got the job here working as a blacksmith and that was a great change. And we went to another beautiful part of Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So it was great.
Wow. So I want to ask about that actually. So you are now a full-time blacksmith?
Yeah, I work in a little workshop where we make kitchen knives and we run workshops for people who are traveling in Japan.
How long does it take to make a knife?
It depends. Of
Okay,
course.
we were like,
We should get a knife.
we should make maybe not today, but I think we're close by.
Oh, you want to make a knife?
Yeah, I would
someday?
I would like.
Well,
to
you
make
guys
a-
should definitely come and make a knife with us
okay.
because that'd be super fun.
I'd love to.
But we could do a couple different ways. We do 3 different workshops. We do a 1-day workshop where you come in and you make a knife start to finish more or less, but some of the grinding and sharpening is done in shop, right? And then we do a 3-day course and that can really be
3
kind of
days.
customized to whoever wants. So usually we have knife smiths come in from other parts of the world who want to do something particular. They have like a Japanese technique they want to learn. And then we do a 6-day class where we make steel.
Oh,
So in Japan, there's still something called tamahagane steel, which is an old kind of form of knife steel. And you normally just see it with the swords, but in our shop, we still make the steel. So that's something people can come and do at our workshop, which is kind of, I like.
So were you interested in that kind of stuff before you started the JET program, or did you just kind of go from like zero to hero working in a blacksmith shop?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was an interest of mine for a long time. And actually, that was one of the reasons I wanted to come to Japan originally.
Awesome.
So I would have come just as a blacksmith, but that's a little challenging to do. So I came as an English teacher. But yeah, I'd already been involved in blacksmithing. I'd done college diploma in decorative metalworking and worked as a blacksmith in Canada. And I'd done something similar to this in Spain for a year or two as well, where I was working as a blacksmith.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's rad. We definitely are coming back and taking this course.
Please do. I think we'd have a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'd love to. My mom's always trying to get me to take this course in like Pictou County, Nova Scotia, blacksmithing. She made a hook. She loves blacksmithing. She's always trying to push me to go into blacksmithing.
Now's your moment.
Yeah, now's the time.
Now's your moment.
It's never been a better time to be a blacksmith. Tons of money in it too. Don't worry.
Awesome.
Yeah, it just pours in.
I guess for both you guys, what kind of triggered or catalyzed you guys like, okay, we're done teaching English. We want to make this move?
Oh, well, it's not such a romantic answer, but my contract was coming up. So I either renew my contract and get another 3-year visa, or I change what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of made the decision at that moment that it was time to start looking seriously into other things, because English teaching was awesome. Like I had a ton of fun as an English teacher, and that was a big surprise because I didn't want to do it. It was like a means to an end.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I loved being on the JET program, and I had an awesome time. But yeah, it had been 3 years, and it was time to start looking for why we came to Japan, I think.
Was this, for me, I would consider this countryside. I don't know if you guys consider this countryside. I personally do. Is this your first experience living in the countryside, or at least this type of situation, or do you have experience before?
I think in this experience is like the first time of its kind. I mean, in Oita, we were in a pretty remote area as well. We were surrounded by rice fields, but we were in a modern apartment, and we were like 5-minute walk from the grocery store. So this is a little bit different. We have a little bit more of the responsibility of a homeowner. You have to take care of the property, and the city is far away. So
no 24-hour convenience store within walking distance. Yeah.
We purchased a property in West Tokyo in Tama, and we were just like so far away from a kombini, and we're like, oh,
surprisingly in the suburbs of Tokyo. Yeah.
And we were like, we can't walk to get ice cream every day. And we're like, this is probably a better decision. I think I feel it was a good decision. We've had very little ice cream on this trip.
Yeah, just one yesterday, I think was the first one.
Yeah. I guess now, how did you find this place? We're looking out, like literally we have such a picturesque view of the river. We have butterflies.
I keep looking at
here.
the window.
Like I'm trying to talk to you guys, but I'm distracted by the great view. How did you guys land this place, or what was that search for renting a spot?
Well, I think that comes down with Jesse, again, with his work here.
Yeah, so again, it's not a very romantic answer.
Yeah, I think it's a cool answer.
It's a romantic place. I feel the romance. But yeah, how we got here was my boss, who I work for now, found it for us. And I think that's really the best way to find anything. And I know it's not something that people can just bank on doing, but if you have somebody from a community look for you, it's really the best way. Mm-hmm. And so he knew that I was coming, and he knew I needed a place to stay. So he started to ask around in the community, and sort of the community found this place in a way and said, this place isn't being used. It's still usable. And if they want to use it, they can. So
did you move in here right away, or did you stay in a hotel nearby and like for a few weeks? Or how were the first days like?
There was a bit of a transition. I moved into a different guest house that's right off the edge of the shop. And I stayed there for about 2 weeks while I cleaned everything out of this place. Mm-hmm. So as you can imagine, like most Akiyas are just full of stuff, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And this place was no exception. It was just like there's stuff in the fridge.
Oh,
it's kind of how it goes. And it took a couple of weeks to clean it up. And it was also the middle of December when I moved in here, and it was pretty bloody cold. Yeah, it was brutal actually. And I kind of closed off one little corner of the house next to the kitchen and had like a kerosene heater, which I don't recommend. I'm sure that's not up to code or anything, and basically fumed myself.
They work though.
We did something similar, I feel like.
I just holed up. I was like a little gerbil in the corner, and got through it. That's how I first moved here.
Yeah, well, I was finishing up my teaching contract still in Oita. So Jesse was doing a lot of the heavy lifting with cleaning. But he would send me like photos via line of his little rat nest that he cultivated. So it looks so depressing.
Over there was the rat nest.
Yeah. But I visited, we were moving bit by bit. So I would come over with my car with a bunch of stuff. And I spent some of the winter here with you as well, and did some of the first little bit of not really renovation, but just like patching up some significant holes. And being in the middle of winter, we needed to take care of that right away. And
the first little break the place in. That's right. You were there for that first Christmas. We spent Christmas here.
That was
romantic.
Cool.
It seems romantic now.
Yeah.
It's a romantic memory, but it was pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah, but I think we were expecting that. We came in with hopefully realistic expectations of what it would be like, that it wouldn't be all that comfortable to begin with. But
It was like, it was eye-opening. Like you say, this is probably our first experience living in the deep country. I call this deep country. I mean, Canada it might not be, but for here, it's
deep country.
Pretty deep country, right? Yeah. It's like having to plan your grocery trips, and you're only going to make it to town a couple times a week, maybe, or maybe just once a week. And everything here, like our bathtub was just wood fire. We didn't have hot water. We just have hot water on the bath now. But for the first couple of years, we had no hot water other than a boiler, right? That wood-fired boiler.
Camping, it's quite romantic. What would you say?
So we've been crawling our way back to civilization ever since we moved in. But it's eye-opening for sure, getting firewood and trying to find out where to get firewood in a foreign country, and all of that sort of negotiating and talking to the neighbors and trying to learn how to live in this sort of area has been interesting. Yeah.
Question for you. Yeah, we just went up to Maigo. We were in the process of purchasing an Akiya there, and there's a ton of crap everywhere. Same deal. Like Joey's trying to open the fridge. I'm like, no, Joey, don't do it. Don't do it.
Really don't.
Just piece of gum. I was like, Joey, eat the gum on the table. Like, so we were messing around. But how trash disposal is a big, really. I mean, even on a in Tokyo and sorting trash, but from like a Akiya trash disposal, how did you go about that? Any advice? Because I know it's not easy.
Yeah, it's so not easy. We haven't really gotten involved in it yet. We honestly have like 2 outbuildings, and we just stuffed everything.
That's what we're doing too.
It's a bit of a dirty secret, but we're getting to the point now where we're absolutely have to do some runs to the dump. And I've done them with my boss just for other things. But it didn't seem too much different than Canada, really. There's a waste disposal. They weigh your truck when you come in. They weigh your truck when you go out, and there's a certain fee.
Okay. Yeah. Do you know if you need some sort of license? I was talking to a contractor about this, and he said, maybe only I can throw it out there. Do you know if your boss has a certain license to throw it out? Or?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Again, that might be a region to region thing. I can't speak to that, but I'm sure he's not lying to you. But maybe when it comes to more commercial things, if you're doing it commercially, right, it might be you have to get a license.
How's your experience been at hardware stores here in Japan? And I really love them. I remember looking at the hardware in Beppu, and like the 2x4s were so straight, no knots in them, good price. Have things been very different for you compared to hardware stores in Canada, or how's that experience been? Because I love hardware stores. I'd love to hear.
Right. Yeah. So I love the hardware stores in Japan too. How can you not? I mean, the tools here are just phenomenal. There are some things that I don't recognize, right? And I don't understand. Like using plywood in Japan is very unusual. And that's strange to me because so much of platform framing in North America is plywood heavy, right?
What do they use?
They just use solid wood. Like, do you see any plywood here? You don't see a scrap of plywood, right? So that's kind of a weird thing. I want to do lots of things with plywood, and plywood's expensive, and there's barely any selection. It's like hardly any. It's shoved in a corner.
Or like super thin stuff I've seen.
Yeah, like door skin and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a bit of that. 2x4s, not super common, right? There's no real platform framing, so they don't usually frame out the spaces between posts with 2x4s. They usually use like what I would call a 2x2, right? You can see it up here in the rafters. There's no 2x4 anywhere. So that's a little bit strange for me. But it's not structural in a sense. So I guess it makes sense that they wouldn't use a 2x4.
And planning out the project must be different too, right? Yeah. We're used to dimensional lumber, 2x4s, plywood. And so you can kind of imagine in your head what you're going to do.
Absolutely.
I'd have to go to the hardware store kind of with calipers. I'm like, this is the dimension of the lumber.
You're not wrong. That's exactly right. And like, again, insulation, like there's a lot of choices in Canada. Maybe that's obvious because Canada kind of needs a lot of insulation. But in Japan, there's not a lot of insulation. You go in there and there's really no selection. It's just like, there's some rigid foam. That's about it. So yeah, some differences.
It's definitely interesting. Yeah. When our Beppu spot was being remodeled, the walls were down and we're like, hey, can we put insulation? Is it a big problem to put insulation? He's like, no, not at all. You just had to ask. And we're like, oh my goodness. Like their natural instinct isn't to insulate things. And we're just like, what? It's so cold or it's so hot. You guys need to do this. But I see you guys are insulating right now, right? Is the floor, do you have insulation beneath?
Oh God, no.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other sort of like, apart from insulation, any other kind of like Western touches you plan to add?
Well, I don't. Again, this is a rental, so there is like pretty hard thought goes into how much we're going to do.
Yeah.
But there's lots of things I dream of doing. I can share that with you for sure. Yeah, double pane
what would
windows.
You do? Yeah, double pane windows.
Yeah, first right away, double pane windows. Yeah, insulation in the floor. You pointed out a good one there. That would be wonderful. What else would I do?
Outlets.
Western. What outlets? Now you're dreaming.
Your outlets are high.
Don't get crazy with us here. Yeah.
We were recording this podcast and I'm like plugging something in. He's like, outlets up here. And it's like literally at like 6 feet up. Or
Well, there's not a lot of wall, right?
Yeah.
It's just no walls.
Totally. Mika, switching over to you here. First impressions when you got to the house, were you stoked about this house, or you were kind of just like, I don't feel good. Like, I'm trying to convince my fiance to move and do one of these projects. It's tough. Right. How did you honestly feel?
Well, if I was going to give you any advice, I'd tell you to make sure you clean the house first before you show her the house.
Yep. Pancake's world here. Okay,
so
going back to it. Again? So I'm trying to convince my partner to come out, and we agree with you. When we first got into our Beppu spot, we were planning to stay there that night, and we're like, okay, we might have made a mistake. So getting it cleaned.
I think I remember first coming here it must have been right after you cleaned or before you cleaned. I think it was before you cleaned, and we took a walk through together. And I remember thinking, oh no, what have we done? And I think you admitted later on, you're like, I think I made a mistake. I think I'm pushing Mika a little too far. And it was hard to imagine how good it could get when it was at its worst state.
Yeah.
And the house hadn't really been prepared to be abandoned for so long. It was empty for about 7 years. And
7 years.
Yeah. And all of the past landowners' things were in here. All of her valuables were already gone, but her bedding and clothing and, like Jesse said, food was still in the fridge and pots and pans. So it felt like we were entering into someone's lost and forgotten home. And that's kind of what it was. And that's how it honestly felt the first time. But once we cleaned it, Jesse cleaned most of it. But once we cleaned it and cut back the weeds had grown up to a point where you couldn't even see the stone walls. We have 2 walls of stone and you couldn't even see it.
Yeah.
But once we cleared that all out, we could start imagining what the potential was. And it certainly made things better when it was cleaner.
But Jesse was stoked the entire time. Was he? Did you ever see him waver during this?
I didn't see it, but you admitted that you were a little bit.
I still have moments of that.
I think that's a good point. Like we had the exact kind of the same reaction the first night after seeing our Beppu place. Like we went back to the hotel room, and I don't think we like spoke to each other. We just kind of like in our own thoughts,
shit.
So I do think for like a lot of people thinking about going on this journey, like you're probably going to have a situation like that where you think you made a mistake.
Mm-hmm. So can I ask about your Beppu house?
Yeah.
So how long was it empty for?
13 months. So not too long. And someone had cleaned it out. I think the son of the previous owner.
Not really cleaned, like semi cleaned it out.
Or like they're like they had taken the stuff out. The possessions out. It wasn't clean in any sense, I would say. Like it smelt kind of old and musty, but I think compared to something like you said, 7 years here, I think the Maigo house we just looked at was 3 years. 3 to 2 years. Yeah. So it hadn't been abandoned for too long. Like the weeds and stuff hadn't grown too high. It still looked kind of clean, but still we were scared. A lot of old tatami. We were scared about Dani in the bed bugs and the tatami, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, when a house is closed up for so long, it doesn't take long for it to start feeling like it's caving into us. The walls just start feeling spongy and the air feels stagnant.
The climate's so hard.
Yeah. That's one big difference, isn't it? It's so humid. It's so hot in the summer and the moisture just seeps through. and it's still cold in the winter, and cold and wet in the winter.
You guys bring up a good point, though. Getting it professionally, we try to clean it ourselves. We did a good amount of cleaning. Then we hired someone. I think we paid on like $300 to $400 to get it professionally clean, and that changed the game for us. Like we're like, wow, we should have done that day zero.
Money well spent.
Yeah. So for anyone thinking about buying an Akiya, I think that I would do that very first thing of just like, hey, get the possession. One, if the possessions are there, I think we're looking at a couple services that can help you get rid of stuff. But at the same time, there's a lot of cool stuff in the house that we looked at Miyoko. We're like, oh, like, curious, did you guys keep anything that was an old possession in this house, or was everything out?
Well, I mean, all the valuables were gone, but we kept some of the furniture. I mean, some of the pieces here is originally from the house.
Oh, right.
And we still haven't gone to the dump, so we still have a lot of the things here.
I think that it'd been gone through pretty carefully.
Yeah.
Like anything that was really nice or of value was taken by the family. Like when I first moved out here, the two brothers who are related to this house, there's two brothers and a mother. And the mother lives in assisted living now. She can't look after herself anymore. And the two brothers just aren't interested in the place. And they came to meet me when I first moved in here. And they also went through the house again to make sure that there was nothing valuable in the house. So it was pretty much just like curtains and some broken up stuff.
I think the one valuable thing that they took was the ladder.
Yeah, I was actually kind of choked.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
Cool
gonna lie.
ladder.
I mean, it was a great deal, so I couldn't say anything. But a ladder, the one useful thing that was here.
Well, one thing that comes to mind every time I watch your videos, Mika, is you guys seem very integrated in the community. Like it seems like you guys have done the best job possible, kind of like a dream story for anyone coming to Japan and trying to integrate into the community. Do you have any sort of thoughts or advice there if someone wants to not just be the foreigner that buys a house here in Japan, but really makes an effort to get to know their neighbors and try to be a part of the community?
Well, I think it depends on where you are, because not everyone's going to have the same experience. We've been very fortunate, both in Oita and here, of people being very open and welcoming. I also think it really helped that Jesse came here with his boss, and his boss is a local. So when you have that introduction, it's like he's vouching for you, and that really means a lot. And so right off the bat, I think we were stepping off on a good foot. I think I know just enough Japanese that I can have conversations with my neighbors, and I think we also have like community activities, like cleanings of the shrine, and we have like, what is it? Keiro. It was like the old age matsuri that you can go to. And I think that you just try and show up and you do your part. And I think that can be really challenging for people to break that barrier, because not all communities are going to be willing to let you participate. I have heard stories where people can't even get in to help with the weed whacking, like the yearly weed whacking. But maybe it makes a difference that we're a couple. Yeah.
I think, working in the community, I think is super important. Like if we came under different circumstances, if this was like a guest house that we were visiting, I think the community would look at that differently.
Yeah, we both work here too.
Yeah.
And so we've committed to this area in a way that's really challenging for people who might be living in a place that is a guest house.
Not to say that you wouldn't find acceptance in the community, but it's a different sort of acceptance, I think. And even us, like we didn't know about all the activities when we first got here. It's like it got revealed to us. The longer we stay, it gets more and more revealed. Like the first year, there was like a town assembly every winter at the shrine, where everybody gets together and they talk about the jobs for the coming year. It all gets distributed, right? Like, oh, you're going to cut this grass at this corner of the road, and you're going to collect whatever, like all the little tasks that need to happen. And there's a tax that everybody pays into, and that money goes towards those jobs. And the first year, they didn't ask for any money from us. Like, I didn't know about the tax at all. It was like, oh, the second year, they're like, so there's this thing we all pay into. But little by little, it feels like they reveal more of this to us, and we get more involved.
Yeah, I think showing that commitment, that you're putting roots down in a specific area, having jobs in the community, I think that really goes far.
It's helped us, I think.
I think the first time, so there's like a bulletin, like a bulletin board that kind of gets carried to each house. And usually it has all of the month's activities. And we weren't included in that bulletin at first. They they just completely skipped our house. And I remember the first time it came to our house, I was so happy when it showed up. I was like, I did it. We're doing it.
We've arrived.
We arrived. When I first got invited to do the shrine cleaning, I was like, this is another moment, Jesse.
You made it. You are part of the community here.
Yeah.
We had something similar actually in Beppu. So we have a local onsen, a neighborhood onsen, and we worked really hard to figure out how do we join this onsen, and we finally found the right person, and we started paying into it. And they put this sign up in the onsen where everyone changes. And it's a small room and it says welcome new members, Take Kurosawa and Joseph Stockerman.
That was a big deal.
We did it. We did
awesome.
it, guys. So we're thinking about, unfortunately, we're not around all year. We are planning to figure out how to spend more time here, figuring out visa and stuff. But we're thinking about donating at least to the onsen. They put everyone's name up. But Joey, that's something we got to think about. I'm sure there's an equivalent tax, or we need help on certain days that we aren't aware of. How did you guys figure out about that? I guess, did your boss kind of let you know, hey, this is the right person to talk to, or
for taxes,
or just the how to get involved in that community? Is there a head? There's usually in our kind of area, there's a head chief guy that we
kind of like the neighborhood guy who runs the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I think for us, we just I just naturally injected myself into the community. And so there is a guy who goes around who collects the donations, and he just comes to our house now.
Yeah, but you've done a lot too. We do have some neighbors that kind of took us in more than other neighbors, and they kind of let us know things as well. They make sure we're in the know in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been awesome and super generous of them for sure. And you stay in touch with Maki-san about things that come up in the community.
Yeah, there's a neighbor who always is out gardening, and every time I go by, not every time, but if there's something that I should know about, she'll tell me. Just stop and make a point of letting me know the dates and being like, you should come to this. No.
Well, that brings up a really important thing, that gardening is the biggest icebreaker in the world, in this part of the world. Until we started gardening, people didn't care. But then when Mika started going out and gardening, you could see the ladies. You could see the heads poking out of the houses and starting to watch and starting to walk down the street.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it was amazing, night and day.
Yeah.
Garden. Yeah,
with the full gardening outfit too.
Yeah.
Making sure we're not doing it wrong. Yeah. They've been super helpful.
Where you guys have a little plot? Is this all that stuff yours, or where's your plot of garden?
Well, we have this area up here, and then the fields are not ours.
Got it.
But if you go down the road and on the other side, we do have a little strip that we take care of.
What are you starting to grow? Tell us about that journey. I'm interested in gardening now because we do. Yeah, I want to garden, but also I think it's a good, as you said, Jesse, a good way to break the ice. Tomatoes?
Well, this year we've been really bad. We have to come
I'm embarrassed.
Okay, last year.
Last year we grew all sorts of things.
Yeah, last year was our first real hard attempt to garden. And it was somewhat successful. I think one of the biggest challenges is to keep the monkeys out of the garden.
Monkeys.
Because they'll come down and they'll raid the garden.
Not deer, but monkeys.
No.
Monkeys.
This year, the boar have been really bad.
No, she comment, Joey. Okay.
Yeah, the boar have devastated people's fields. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
At nighttime, or you see them in the daytime, or
both? Yeah.
Both.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Can you hunt the boar? Is that legal?
I think you need a license.
Yeah, you can absolutely hunt the boar. I'm not sure what the licensing is, and I know that getting a gun is almost impossible.
Yeah.
So I
Archery.
think what they do, is they trap. So people trap here, and then they dispatch the trapped animal. But yeah, it's not uncommon.
Have you guys considered going an off the grid, growing all your food? I know this is actually a big fishing river too, right? Maybe. Have you guys considered that, or you're like, nah, let's.
I think the reality of maintaining that would be too much work. I don't think anyone works as hard as a farmer.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't imagine. I think I love going to the Combini when I get a chance. And I'm not giving it up. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I like the treats.
We talked to a lot of people who kind of want to go off the grid, and we're like, I don't know, if you're not really familiar with Japan, it's tough to really just figure basic things out here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, off grid anywhere is a huge undertaking.
Yeah,
and to do that in a different
monumental task.
Yeah. I'm curious, what simple things were very, very hard when coming here? Or you're like very surprised by like, oh, that should have been very easy when moving here, or whether it be setting up internet or things like that.
I think the internet was a little bit hard, wasn't it? Because we're in a really remote area, so some of the major internet providers weren't available to us.
Yeah.
And so we ended up having to find out from a neighbor that the only internet available was through a local television company, like a cable company. And I think Jesse's boss actually helped us with that. Making a bath was
firewood.
Yeah.
Firewood.
Getting firewood so straightforward in Canada, man. You just
Almost
there's
anywhere.
people who sell it and you can get it, and there's always like you can buy into woodlots or whatever. But here it's a little bit convoluted.
Really?
Yeah, it's not so straightforward.
How I see you guys have quite a few logs out there.
We're very proud of that. Yeah.
I wanted to ask about your search for a house. I saw your last video. You guys are searching for a house. Are you? You mentioned you're looking at some websites and other methods. Have you tried just asking around? And I wanted to ask about your experience there.
Yeah, we definitely have asked around. I think just from our experience here, we know that having someone in the inside is helpful. I've made some friends with a woman who works for the city hall, but one of her jobs is to go around and I don't know. She's like a community coordinator.
A liaison kind of. Yeah.
And she takes care of letting people know of some of the events that are happening here. But she also knows about a lot of the Akiyas.
She sounds in the know.
Yeah. So she's been able to point us to some of the houses. There was one house that we were kind of close, weren't we? And we can talk about that in a second. And I also registered at a local Akiya bank, one that isn't available for kind of on the regular, like at home websites. They're the ones that you have to register as long as you're a resident. And that's been really great.
Interesting.
You go into the city hall and you meet someone, and that person will take you some of the houses that are only available on these sites.
I had no idea. This is interesting.
But it's been great because some of the people are also locals. And so they'll kind of keep their eye out for you. But it's been challenging in this area. I think the overall feeling that we're getting is that a lot of people don't want to part with their houses.
Yeah.
Some of these houses have been in the family for I don't even know how long, like generations. And so I think it's hard to part with something that has that sort of sentimental value.
Yeah, it's not just a house, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Often there's family graves, right? And all sorts of things like that where they come back, they clean the grave every year, even though nobody's living there.
Yeah.
So I guess in this situation, people probably ask you this question. You guys are the best tenants, I would say, and that you guys are renovating, you guys are updating this house. Have you guys tried to buy this place, or have,
Right. No. The answer is no, we haven't tried to buy this place. Although it does come up in our conversations. Like if we were offered to buy this place, we would. And I think like not as necessarily a permanent home forever, but I mean, I kind of love it.
Yeah, you guys put a lot of soul into this place.
This place has a lot. You got to respect a house that sheltered people for over 100 years, right? Like it's kind of a special place. But it wouldn't be our first choice for any number of reasons. Like number one, it's a hard place to have people come visit. Like we do have like an outhouse and the house is tiny, right? Like it's a tiny little house, and we do love the idea of having family members come from out of country to visit and spend time with us. So we've kind of been looking for a place that could accommodate that. But we do think about owning this place. And I mean, I think if it came up that it was available, we would probably take it. Yeah.
Curious, have you like talked to the owners about it, or do they know that you're interested? I'm assuming you deal with the two kids at this point more so than the mom, right? Has it been like slipped in conversation like, hey, you guys ever looking about maybe selling this place? Or
well, we really don't have much conversation. I think maybe one of the things that is kind of an unspoken agreement is that we would be tenants that didn't bother them too much. I mean, they're great though. Every time I've reached out to them to send them a renewal for renting, they'd always phone me and thank us for being here and taking care of the house.
Yeah, they're good people.
But we haven't slipped it in conversation. I think there's a couple of reasons. I think that we are trying really hard to save for our permanent house.
Yeah.
And while I think we've seriously talked about buying this one, I think we're just trying to prioritize where our savings are going to go right now. But I don't know what you want to say about
I guess it does come down to money more than anything. Like the move to get here was pretty challenging for us. And you guys probably understand what visas are like. And I had to do some visa gymnastics to get into the position I'm in right now. And one of those things involved working for a year without pay and things like that.
Whoa.
And,
year without pay?
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
I had to go on a cultural visa, which is much like a student visa,
geez.
before I could get a work visa.
Okay.
And so there was a lot of things that kind of would slow down our purchasing enthusiasm. And I think now we're starting to get back on track and things are starting to build up again. We're starting to look a little bit more seriously into purchasing. But yeah, it's been a bit of a journey, and it's kind of
a year without pay. That's tough.
It's pretty real.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're there to learn, I guess, is the purpose of that visa.
That visa is, it's a great visa for people who want to do like a traditional skill for a little while. Like if you want to do like flower arrangement or a martial art
bonsai
or something like that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of martial artists get it on that bandwagon. But yeah, and I mean, it allowed me to make the change that I have now, which was phenomenal. But yeah, there was sacrifices.
I'm curious, have you guys gone down the road of like looking at a loan or no?
No.
I think you guys would, again, we haven't done a loan ourselves, but with the interest rates being very, very low in Japan, it's like crazy. Like if we could, we would definitely try to.
Yeah. It's
I think we've always felt like we wouldn't have been able to have gotten one as foreigners.
Yeah, I think we were nervous at qualifying because it's so difficult to get credit in Japan. Like to get a credit card is a challenge.
Tell us about it. We're going through it now.
I still don't have a credit card.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Yeah, mine's like a prized possession. Like it's like bragging. I could look at this. But yeah, no, I think that getting a loan would be great. Whoa. But maybe we just doubt whether we would qualify. But also, I think part of the romance that I had around doing this whole thing was that it's affordable in a way that you could do it without any sort of loan, right? Like that's part of
to own.
I mean, I might have to give up on that dream, but I mean, that was part of the dream. Yeah.
Awesome. I guess, where are you guys in your current Akiya search? You had mentioned, are you guys still going hard trying to find something, or is it kind of just like you were burnt by the last couple of viewings? And how many places did you guys see before?
Well, we saw a bunch of houses just on our own, but there were two houses that we were very interested in and got kind of close to. The first one that we mentioned, there was a house kind of close by that it wasn't really a house anymore. It was basically a ruin. So it would have to have been a rebuild, but it was like a beautiful property with like terraced fields and what was it? Chestnut trees.
Yeah, you would buy it for the land.
Yeah.
There was nothing to save and the house was completely gone.
But I think that one again, like the person who originally owned it passed away, and then it got inherited by all of their descendants. So we ended up being able to get in contact with one person who was at first interested in our proposal and then ended up kind of withdrawing, saying after, basically it was a family home. They didn't want to part with it, even though there wasn't a home. And then there was another one close by that was owned by a neighbor who had bought it.
It's very convoluted. Like most of these things are very convoluted, right? Like, I don't know if we have the whole story on it, but there was a property that we really like, and it's got a beautiful old house on it, and it was just kind of perfect. And it was owned by a friend, so it seems like everything's checking all the boxes. Or like this, it would definitely can get this one, right? But it turned out that he bought it from the previous owner for a friend of his that lives in Osaka, because she wouldn't sell it to somebody from out of the community. Yeah. Right? So he bought it for this friend who was going to turn it into sort of like a bed and breakfast or something, like some sort of like retreat. And he never did it. He just like promised to buy it and just never bought it. So our friend owns it and he's waiting for his friend to buy it. So we're like, okay, like we'll put our 2 cents in. Let's have a go for this. So we talked to him. He's like, yeah, that sounds great. And he's like, but there's something you should know about it. He's like, when I bought it, the lady had already tried to sell it once. And the person she tried to sell it to passed away during the transaction. And they actually had a mortgage on it. And mortgage got inherited by that person's child. Oh, no. But she did sell it to our friend. And our friend tried to contact that guy who had inherited the mortgage to like settle with him, right? But I think that he probably believes he owes money on it or something. Like he inherited some sort of debt. So he's not coming forward at all, right? So he can't get a hold of this guy.
Yeah.
So there's
Doesn't
still
wanna be
somebody who
found.
has like an interest in the house who he can't get in contact with. And then there's this previous agreement he had with his friend. So he was like, yeah, okay, no problem.
No problem.
You guys can take it. No, yeah, we'll work out money, no worries, right? And it's beautiful. It's like a hectare on the river. It's gorgeous, right? Beautiful old house to restore. It was perfect. Sorry. And then, and so he called up his buddy that he had this prior agreement with. He's going to be like, oh yeah, there's these people who are interested in his, but he's like, oh, I still want it. And so like anywhere else in the world, that would be like, yeah, too bad. You had your chance. Like, but in Japan, those agreements are like contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had an agreement with this guy. So he's like, I'm sorry, guys. This guy still wants to buy it, even though he sat on it for 5 years and hasn't paid me.
Mm-hmm.
There's still this prior agreement. He's still interested. I still have hope somehow I might get that piece, but still, like it's hard to understand, but it's the way it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess to answer that, your initial question is that I think we were a little bit disappointed, but we are still continuing hard with our Akiya search.
It's great you guys are going into the Akiya banks like that. Our website doesn't necessarily go that deep because it's hard. There's a lot of different formatting on the Akiya banks. And as you said yourself, that you have to be living here, but to access those, right?
Yeah.
Jesse's taking down some, we got some wind. You got good breeze in here.
Yeah, great
like
breeze.
The cross breeze is awesome. By the way, what was that alarm siren thing right there?
It's noon.
It's
time
noon?
for lunch. Time to break for lunch.
You get that every day?
Yeah.
The noon alarm?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you get any other alarms? 6 p.m.?
6, yeah.
So you get a 12, you get a
Oh,
noon and 6 p.m.
And
alarm.
6 a.m. Same alarm.
You got a 6 a.m. alarm?
No, that alarm at 6 a.m.
What time do you guys wake up every day? 6 a.m.
6.
How long did it take to get used to that?
That's funny.
It seems like you guys are used to it now, right?
Yeah. I think I sleep through the alarm now.
Yeah.
In the morning.
Yeah. It's
Now
funny
it's
when
just
people
every day.
react to it who haven't heard it before.
Yeah, we stayed cool. I was like, everything is okay.
They had it in Shizuoka when I lived in Shizuoka. There was something similar I remember hearing. Yeah.
Well, there's always some sort of jingle or something they'll play at different times in the day, but here they just use the air raid siren. Yeah.
We get a lot of questions about natural disasters, being afraid of being X, Y, Z. Like, have you guys been through any natural disasters here yourself? You guys are in obviously a very hilly terrain. Any landslides or things like that?
Luckily, no landslides. Typhoons, but we've had one bad one last year, but with some flooding. But we've been pretty lucky, haven't we?
Yeah. We've had a couple earthquakes, but not bad ones.
Who do you think is the right person to kind of do the same adventure that you guys went on? Do you think there's... I believe there's people that maybe aren't the best fit, and then people that really have what it takes. What do you think are those qualities?
I think if I'd be careful about romanticizing anything. If you try and set some realistic expectations,
I'd be worried about doing it by yourself.
Yeah, agree.
Like one of the big strengths I think we have is that we are a couple, and I can't imagine doing this by myself.
Yeah, I agree. Doing it with we're not a couple. A lot of people think we are a couple, but yeah, doing it with a friend has been so great. We really do lean on each other.
Absolutely. There's some tough times. I'd say we're like, this is rough, and
it's
like
not a one person job, is it?
Yeah.
As long as you have some sort of support. I don't think it's impossible to do it by yourself, but you do need to accept the support and help when you can find it.
That's a good point.
Plus, it takes it's a lot faster to do it to people.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of our people we chat with, we do a lot of consultations. They definitely romanticize like, I'm going to live in a traditional Japanese house. It's going to be awesome. But I think you guys have really felt like, okay, there's a lot of hard work, maintenance wise, and just in community wise, even. So
yeah, I think if you're ready to be a little bit uncomfortable, then that might be a good quality to have.
Yeah,
be ready for that.
Yeah, ready for the work. It's more. You understand really quickly why people moved out of the country and into the city, into apartments. It seems confusing at first because you're like, oh, it's so beautiful in the country. Look at these houses, and wouldn't that be lovely? But it's just more work, right? And I think so for lots of people that's not a problem. I think they enjoy it. Like I enjoy the work that the kind of things I get to do here, the kind of things I like to do. Like I like getting firewood. That's awesome. But if you don't like that, of course, it would be a problem. And just there's a ton of people out there, I think, who would love to have that sort of lifestyle and aren't afraid of that kind of work. And for them, it'd be perfect.
Absolutely. I think that's a great place to end on. Thank you guys both for having us here. Where's Pancake, by the way? He's been quiet.
He's in his
Keeping watch.
He ran away like 10 minutes ago.
Okay. Well, we're excited. Thank you for having us. We're going to go try to jump into this river right here. I'm pumped. This is such a cool spot you have. We're excited to explore the area. But again, if anyone's looking to contact you guys, what's the best way? Is it to go to your YouTube channel, or how would you, if you want to be contacted, or take a
take a look. Can I plug myself?
Yeah, definitely.
I have a YouTube channel called Maigo, where I document a lot of our daily activities in the countryside. But yeah, just leave a comment, or I have a website. Jesse has Instagram. I have Instagram.
Cool. Is Maigo lost child? Is that what the translation? How did you come up? It's catchy.
Well, it's 2 words that start with an M.
Okay. Alliteration.
Yeah. There's a longer story, but
it's
not that interesting.
There was some thought put into it for sure.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you so much for having us. We look forward to continuing to watch your content. It's, I think, some of the best out there. So
thank you.
Keep on doing it. And Jesse, we're coming back to make a knife or some sort of blacksmith type thing soon.
All right. I look forward to it.
Cool. Thank you.